Variables are storage locations that have a name. Said another way, variables are name-value pairs. You can assign values to a variable and recall those values by the variable name. To assign a value to a variable, use the equal sign. The format is variable name equals value. Here we have an example where the value of apple is assigned to the variable called fruit. You can change the value of a variable by reassigning it. On the next line, you can see how to set the value of the fruit variable to the value of orange. Note that there is nothing significant about the variable named fruit. We could have easily used produce, crop, food, or almost any other variable name that you can think of. When choosing a variable name, pick something that represents the data the variable will hold. You may know what a variable name X represents today, but if you come back to the code a few months from now, you may not. However, if you encounter a variable named fruit, chances are you can guess what type of data it will hold. Variable names are case sensitive. A variable named fruit that begins with a capital F and another variable named fruit that is in all lowercase are two different variables. By convention, variables are in all lowercase letter, but it's not a requirement. Variable names must start with a letter. They can contain numbers, but variable names cannot start with a number. You can also use the underscore character in variable names. You cannot use a hyphen or a plus sign and some other various symbols in variable names. Whenever you get the urge to use a hyphen, just use an underscore instead. Here are some examples of valid variable names. The first example is in all lowercase letters and it contains a number. However, it doesn't start with a number, so it is a valid variable name. The second line, first three letters, is in all lowercase and it includes underscores, which are valid. However, you can't use dashes, so first dash three dash letters would not be a valid variable name. The third variable is first three letters, and it's in mixed case, some lowercase letters and some uppercase letters. Again, this is perfectly fine, but just note that this variable would be a completely distinct variable from first three letters in all lowercase, for example. A string is used to represent text. In the previous examples, the text apple, orange, and ABC are strings. In Python, strings are surrounded by quotes. Let's revisit our first example of creating a variable named fruit and assigning it to the string apple. Strings can be encapsulated in single quotes or in double quotes. Python expects matching quotation marks for strings. When you start a string definition with a double quotation mark, the next double quotation mark that Python encounters is interpreted as the end of that string. The same is true for single quotation marks. If you start a string with a single quotation mark, the next single quotation mark represents the end of that string. If you want to include double quotes in a string, you can place them inside single quotes, as in this first example. If you want to include single quotes in a string, enclose the string in double quotation marks, as in the second example on the screen. What if you wanted to use both single and double quotes in the same string? Well, at this point, you need to escape the offending quotation character by prepending a backslash. On the first example on your screen, the first double quotation mark right before she represents the beginning of the string, and the next quotation mark you come to is part of the string because it is escaped by the preceding backslash character. The next double quotation mark you come to is also escaped, so it's also part of the string. And then the final quotation mark at the end of the line, since it's not escaped, is the end of the string, and it matches the beginning quotation mark at the beginning of the string. On the next example, we have the same situation with single quotation marks. The first single quotation mark begins the string. The next single quotation mark is escaped with the backslash character, so it's part of the string. And the last single quotation mark represents the end of the string, and it matches the opening single quotation mark. Each character in a string is assigned an index. String indices are zero-based, meaning that the first character in a string has an index of 0, the second character has an index of 1, etc. To access the character at a given index, append an open bracket and a number and a close bracket to a string where the number is the index number. On your screen, you can see where we create a variable named A and assign it the character in position 0 of the string apple. In the next example, we have a variable called E, and it's created using the character from position 4 of apple. The character in position 4 is, of course, the E. Since variables are simply names that represent their values, this syntax also works with variables. At the bottom of your screen, you can see where the variable fruit is assigned the string apple. The first underscore character variable will equal A, because the 0 index of the fruit variable is A, because it contains the value apple.